Learn programming skills welcomes you to another command prompt tutorials. In this special video, we are going to create folders and also how to delete folders. And I will urge you to stick around because we are going to experiment some pros and cons when it comes to creating of folders and also deleting of folders. Now, in this Windows interface, I have my command prompt window opened and I am currently situated in this current location, which is Bossman, and that is the user name for this computer system. Now, I want to create 3 folders on the desktop background, and after that we also know some pros and cons when it comes to creating folders with 2 or more words, and that also leads to when it comes to creating of folders, that is if you have a parental folder that consists of subfolders. Now that I have this command line in this command prompt window, I am going to identify some locations in this so that we can be certain about the current location we are going to perform our operation. So to get directories of a line of path or a current location, we are going to type the dir command. This displays all these individual directories in this command line, and all the directories available. We have the desktop because I want to showcase the operation I'm going to do within this command prompt window on the desktop background. So I'm going to switch from this current location to desktop, and to do this you type the cd command, then you type desktop. We have this as our current location, and let me create these 3 folders. Now I have typed these 3 folders and I want a single folder to consist of these 3 names. Now let's press the enter key if we are going to have such output on our desktop background. Now when I hit the enter key, I have these 3 folders created on the desktop, and these are individual folders. I wanted to have a single folder with these individual names, and now we have this as our output folders based on this typed command line in the command prompt window. I'm going to delete these folders so that we can recreate another folder which is going to consist of these 3 words. So let's move back to our command prompt window, and I'm going to type the delete command for folders, that is the rmdir, and type these folders that we just created so that we can easily delete these folders. Let me show you a simple trick so that we can have this done within some seconds. Now that we have this blinking cursor in this line of path, I'm going to press the right arrow key on the keyboard. This is going to display the previous line of path that is being typed, or the previous command that is being executed in the command prompt window. And I'm going to use Control key and the left arrow key, and that is going to move to the beginning of this command line. That is where we have the MD, and I'm going to press the delete key. Then we have these folders available for us so that we don't retype them. We just input the next command, which is the rmdir. Now let's hit the enter key, and when we move back to the desktop, we have these folders deleted. Now let's recreate this folder so that we can have these 3 words given to a single folder. So I'm going to use the right arrow key once again so that we can have the previous command line in the command prompt window. Now let's move to the beginning of this command using the Control key and the left arrow key. Now let's delete this and type the MD command. Now we want to move to the beginning of the office word by using the Control key and the right arrow key, and I am going to input quotation marks around these 3 words. So this is the tip and also the trick that you can explore within command prompt whenever you want to create a parental folder or a main folder that is going to consist 2 or more words. So I'm going to input 2 quotation marks around this words that we have in the command line interface. Then we use our control key and the right arrow key and move to the end of this command and also add another quotation mark. Now let's hit the enter key. When we move back to the desktop, we have this folder created and we have these 3 words given to this folder, and that is the folder name. We are going to create 2 additional folders in the command line interface. I have created these additional folders. So currently on our desktop background, we have 3 folders created. I'm going to move this folder into this main folder so that we can have only 2 folders on the desktop. Then we explore the other commands we can use to delete folders which has no subfolders, and also delete folders which have a subfolder. So I'm going to move this current folder into this main folder so that we can have this folder set to have a subfolder and this has an empty folder. Let's move back to our command line interface. I am going to reveal the previous command line typed in this interface. So as usual, we are going to use the up arrow key, and now I have this command line displayed in this current location. So let's move to the beginning of this command using the control key and the left arrow key. Now let's type the move command. Hit the space bar and type the folder we want to move to this parental folder. So that is wet. And now let's hit the enter key. When we get back to our desktop background, wet folder has been moved permanently to this parental folder. So currently or presently we have these 2 folders. Now we are done with creating of these folders, and we have identified some pros and cons when it comes to creating of folders. Let's put this into practice. Now back to this video. We are going to learn how to delete this and also delete this. These are 2 different folders because this parental folder has a subfolder and this PowerPoint folder do not have any subfolder. So I'm going to start with this particular folder. Let's move to our command line interface, and I'm going to type the rmdir command. Then we type the folder we want to delete. I'm going to hit the enter key. So I have this PowerPoint folder deleted because I used the delete command in command prompt window, and because these do not have any subfolder, it has been easily deleted from the desktop background. I am going to access all my previous commands so that I can have this command that was used to create this parental folder in the command line interface. So I'm going to use the up arrow key. So the up arrow key has allowed me to review this command line which has been previously typed in the command prompt interface. So as usual, I'm going to move the cursor to the beginning of this command. I'm going to delete this and retype the rmdir. And I'm going to hit the enter key. Now there is an output information that says the directory is not empty. So because this particular parental folder has a subfolder, anytime you try to use the rmdir command, this is not going to allow you to have that kind of deletion. So there is another command that is going to help you to do this in a simple way. So I'm going to reveal this previous command. Then I'm going to move the cursor to the end of the rmdir. Now the cursor is blinking before the R. I'm going to press the space bar and type the forward slash on the keyboard and type the letter S. Now when you do this, you are trying to tell command prompt to delete a folder that consists of the subfolder. That is why we have this S command over there. So now I'm going to hit the enter key, and you have this information tip displayed within the command line interface that says office folder app, are you sure you want to delete this? And you have these two options given to you. That is the Y that stands for yes, and also the N that stands for no. And in this case, we want to delete this folder from the desktop background. So I'm going to type the letter Y and press the enter key. Now perfectly, when we move to our desktop background, this folder has been deleted. So anytime you have a folder with no subfolder, it is possible for you to delete this particular folder. And if you have a subfolder within a folder, then you should know the kind of command to use. And I have explored these two commands to you, the rmdir and the rmdir / the letter S. These two folders are very useful in the computing environment whenever you are dealing with command prompt interface.